Welcome to the Seth Rogen podcast special. Oh, we got a special guest here. It's me, Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen, guys. I can't believe we got Seth Rogen on the podcast this time. We probably should have put a limiter on this, but don't worry, we'll fix it in post. So, Seth, I'm glad you could come on the podcast with me and Juno.
Yeah, it's an honor meeting you, Juno. Shake on it, bud.
So fucking stupid.
Well, anyway, guys, I gotta go. I have so much weed I need to go and smoke. So I'll be back probably in like 30 minutes. 30 minutes or so.
We thought you were gonna stay. You know. We have you as a guest in our podcast. You know, right, Juno?
Yeah.
Right, Juno?
What?
Well, guys, I gotta go right now.
So lost.
I got like,
I'm lost in this bit. I don't understand anymore.
This is a bit.
I'm just like I'm like impressed by how well you're like talking to yourself.
I'm not talking to myself. I'm joking. I love weed.
Yeah, so I just got Robin out of the asylum today.
I don't know. Robin, what are you talking about? Anyways, I gotta go smoke weed, dude, with the senator. See you guys later. Peace out.
See you in the Mario movie, I guess.
That already happened, dude. That already happened, dude.
Like...
So anyway, guys, I just picked Josh up from the time machine, and it's gonna peak real bad, but we're gonna. We set a limiter. Okay, let's turn down the recording level on that, maybe. Okay, I'll fix that in post, I guess. But wow. Okay.
No, leave it in.
Yeah, we'll leave it in. Don't worry. We'll completely remember the term ear rape.
Oh yeah.
Remember that shit?
Oh wow.
We're gonna ear rape all of our audience
so
members.
old.
Yeah.
It's like this is like 2 years ago, but like oh, this one feels so old.
Yeah. So yeah, I picked Josh up from our like I don't know our third episode that we never released. I picked him up from that time, because
that was 2020, right?
Yeah, like 2020 was our last one. Anyways, I picked him up around that time, before he dies in December 17th, 2022.
What?
So, I gotta pick that up.
Wait. You don't have to put me back, right? I can just stay.
I don't know what the effects would be on like the time-space continuum. I don't know.
I just want to see my family.
We'll just, listen.
One more time.
Listen.
Please.
We're gonna finish the podcast, all right? Okay?
Okay.
And we'll figure it out after that. But right now we're gonna finish the podcast.
Okay.
Welcome to Closet Crew. We're both out of the closet now, both literally and figuratively.
Oh yeah.
So we used to record this in Josh's good old closet, which is now where I live. Not in the same room, but I live there now. But we are now out of the closet at a desk with his overpriced computer, and both of us having brand new pronouns
And names.
So we just figured.
The pandemic hit hard.
Yeah. A bit of soul searching and some Destiny 2 for him. Got him woke him up a little bit.
Yeah.
Realized that he does like men.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyways, this is like the fourth episode, or at least probably the seventh time we've tried to make a fourth episode.
Didn't we have like a 1.5 episode?
We did.
So technically it's like our fifth?
Kinda, yeah. It was really weird. I'm honestly surprised we even started it. I was totally expecting us to record it and never do anything with it again. But, we uploaded episode 1.5, the lost episode, and episode 2. And here we are on episode 4, right after episode 2. Right after it. So
no, we did have an episode 3, right?
I don't think we did.
I thought we did.
I think what happened is we were doing an episode 3 and we just never uploaded it. Or I never did. Holy shit, we do! We did. That was when we had our guest on.
So yeah, it's our
guest
fifth
Carter.
episode.
Yeah, this is This is our 5th episode of Crapcast. You
Yeah.
can see that we had our 4-year ago, and then we had our 2 years ago. 2 and 2. Check out. Yeah. Pretty good so far, you know.
So that was like late 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. Let's see, what was that?
Yeah,
October 31st, 2020. That's crazy.
Almost like 2 months away from being
The good old.
3 years.
Yeah. That's crazy. Wow. All right. Well, welcome back to episode 5.
Wait, was it? Oh wait, did I open the
That's
same
crazy.
fucking one? I think I opened the same one. Okay, yeah.
All right. Well, we're here to talk because we're very different now.
Yeah.
We aren't stupid. We're mildly above average,
Yeah.
which is a good way to explain it. Is that too
I
low?
think it's really quiet. I think it's really quiet.
Let's try it. Do you want to do a test? Here, stop it right here and we can record.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be back in just.
Okay, we're back.
Test.
Oh. Hey guys, so we fixed it. Thank you for waiting for that nice little break. Let's see if we keep that beautiful peak in or not. It may be a bit too loud. Okay. Snap out of it.
Okay.
We need to refocus
Snap back to
and
reality.
realize what we're doing right now.
Okay. Drugs.
Massive amounts of them.
Oh yeah.
But we can't talk about that on the podcast. It goes against YouTube's guidelines, and we are only 2 subscribers away
Meth's
from.
gotta be legal somewhere in the world, eh?
You sound so fake right now.
Oh, okay. I know.
No, you're all right. Man.
I am like the person that like can't. Because like I'm so obviously know nothing about it. So like, whenever I make a joke that like I about drugs, it's like so obvious that I don't.
No, I don't know either. I haven't had like black tar heroin yet.
Oh, yeah.
It's on the bucket list, but I've only had ibuprofen, a little bit of hydrogen peroxide on my gums, and does mouthwash count?
I mean, I don't know about mouthwash, but I know Tylenol is definitely
Tylenol.
big-
I've definitely had Tylenol in my body before.
Whoa,
That's crazy, right?
that's so crazy. Man.
Let us know if you've ever had drugs in your body. Leave a comment.
Leave I do drugs in the comments.
Say
If you-
I do drugs in the comment if you do drugs.
We do not have a wire. We swear.
We do not a wire. A wire? Sir, it's come to our attention that Poo Poo Master 37 does drugs.
We will not report you.
What
to
about
the
Pikachu Fan? Does Pikachu Fan do drugs? He hasn't said anything yet, sir. We do not know. Fuck! We almost got him.
Fuck, bro. I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry.
Fuck, bro. All right.
What was that whimsical ass laugh? God damn.
Anyways, yeah, we're here talking. We don't know what we're doing. This is a very last minute decision. And we've been trying to get this back up and running for a while now. But let's just talk about some of the things we've been doing together, I guess. Considering this account is literally about us. We are both in college. We are both doing cool classes and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm working towards being an astronomer, and this
Yeah.
thank you. This little goober.
Yeah. I'm basic bitch. I'm going for like computer engineering, not science, because I don't know. I'd rather work. I want to work on computer parts. They're fun. I like them. I did like a week of researching and got hooked on something that I don't really know much about at all.
Can you tell which one of us is non-binary? Leave a like below if you can. Subscribe and comment and press the bell if you think that one of us is non-binary now.
I mean, I do have the more technically female name of the two of us.
You do. That's wild.
But like, I don't know. I like it. It's very
pretty.
good.
It's pretty.
It's very pretty. But it also sounds like Bruno, so I don't
Bruno.
know. I'm surprised that it was technically a woman's name, even though like it sounds very much in the middle.
Yeah, a
Like,
little.
Like, I don't. Yeah, it's one of those because like
Her name is Juno, by the way.
yeah,
Just so we get that
which like to be fair, I guess is also like the name of a goddess. I think it's
Really?
a Greek goddess. Yeah, it's the counterpart to Jupiter.
clear. Counterpart.
That's why the satellite is named Juno. That's why I brought that up.
That makes sense.
It's like the goddess of like marriage.
Wow, thinking
or
I'd be
something.
the astronomer would know a thing or two about this. I don't
Yeah.
fucking know shit, dude.
Well, no. Well, yeah, astronomer, not like mythological person, or you don't like look into mythologies and shit. I'll show you.
Listen to that loud keyboard.
I don't know if it's
Oh,
actually that loud.
I don't think it should actually.
It really feels like for some reason we're like slowly getting more quiet.
Well, you have to. It's like kind of. It's exponential in a way, a little bit, or maybe it's not. I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
We're not quiet. See, you
I'm
need to
bugging.
pay attention to this part here.
Okay.
I'm teaching Josh about audio software because he doesn't know shit about any software.
And no, I don't.
Surprisingly, the computer engineer doesn't know shit about
There's a
software.
reason I'm not going into computer science. Like I'm not being a software engineer. I'm being a hardware engineer.
Yeah, good point.
Because I like being hard.
I can't blame you on that
Such
one.
a dumb joke. That's such a fucking dumb joke.
It's pretty awesome being hard.
Here, knock it.
Knock it? That was a high five, dude, but awesome. So yeah, Josh's or Juno, my bad.
It's all good. It's like a week. It's been a week.
Literally just changed the name. So
Yeah.
I'm trying my best here, but I've been Robin for like a year or something now, probably 2.
Yeah, it's been.
So-
It was in junior year.
Yeah, probably like 2 years now. I've been
Yeah.
Robin, and Juno just changed their name, so still getting used to it.
Queen of the gods,
of
goddess
the
of
gods.
marriage and childbirth.
Dude, that is
You're gonna
so not
birth
you.
So many children.
Yeah, you're gonna fuck, dude. That's crazy.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
Ain't no shot.
No, I'm not.
Ain't no way.
But yeah, that's what Juno's been up to. I've been doing good old astronomy. A little bit of this and a little bit of that, but I've been trying to focus more on my artistic side because I got big aspirations in the future.
Hell yeah.
I want to make a lot of different shit. And a lot of that shit is going to take me years. I'm probably not going to be done with any of it until I'm 60. But nonetheless, I still really want to make it. I'm inspired. And I would probably lose it in a month or 2. But it will always come back, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean,
Juno is going to be a big part of one of them.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully.
I'm slowly like actually learning coding stuff. Not in Godot yet, but like
Yeah.
I have a whole class that's about like Java right now.
That's good.
And then in my other class it seems to be I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna do a lot of Python. It's
I'm hoping you learn C Sharp
yeah.
or C++. Sorry, I always forget the name.
I'll eventually I know one of my classes does them. I just don't remember which one it like has that as a big part of it.
Yeah.
But I remember it's one of the classes I'll take at Sierra. It'll be
That's good.
Yeah.
Me and Josh, Juno, want to make a cool little game. That's why we're talking
Yeah.
about coding.
you're
It was an idea of mine, and I was like, wow, I was just gonna make it myself. But making games is really hard and difficult, especially by yourself. It can be done, but with the scale I want to do this game, it's a little hard.
Yeah.
And it may also be really fucking hard, even with Juno, because this is going to be both of our first experience making a game from scratch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've used in the past, like, RPG Maker, all those things like that. But those are all, like, those are really simple things.
Training wheels.
Yeah, those are training wheels. Not saying you can't do anything in RPG Maker, because like games come out like Amori that were done completely in RPG Maker, and it's like amazing with like the visuals they can do and some of the gameplay things they can do. It's really nice, but you're still kind of stuck to that part of it. And a lot of the ideas that I have kind of outrange this, like the capabilities of RPG Maker, even like the new one that I recently got to play around with. So hopefully we're going to be learning how to. Both me and Juna are going to learn how to code. They're probably going to be the majority of the workload on it, but I still want to know how to do it just so I can do like general bug testing and all that, so I don't have to just be the artist. Both of us are going to be doing that hopefully soon-ish, maybe-ish, I don't know. It would be nice to do it soon, because I would like to do it while Juno's still in town, while they're still going to...
We got a year.
Yeah, we still have time. So, and even when they do leave off to Santa Cruz, we can do it online. It's not too bad. Me and Juno have a very active online relationship. We talk to each other a lot online, even though we know each other in real life and like see each other a fair bit.
Well, I mean, but now we're also 40 minutes apart.
Yeah, that's true. Juno did move. I'm not gonna say where, but
move to give my fucking XY coordinates.
Yeah, Juno did move. And it makes it a lot harder for us to meet up in person.
And then Robin moved into my old house.
Yeah, that happened like a year later after that. But that is another reason kind of why we haven't had an episode in a while. The last episode we did, not episode 4.
We did it on Discord though.
Yeah, we did it on Discord one time with our guest Carter. And that went okay. Yeah. I know a little bit more about audio recording on Discord, so maybe we'll be able to do it more often. Maybe we can have more talks about our game, because I really like talking about it.
Yeah.
I enjoy talking about it with you, because we bounce off of each other really well with the ideas. But I'm going to shut up a bit now, because this is the Closet Crew. This isn't a game podcast. This is the Closet Crew.
The Closet Crew. Well, I mean, we're out of the closet now, so I mean, should we change the name?
It's not the Closeted Crew. It's just the Closet Crew. We're right next to a closet right now.
Oh yeah.
See?
Oh wait. We should do this because you have you have a massive closet.
I do have a massive closet now.
We could legitimately have one of us on each side of the closet.
I could, yeah. if that's not a bad idea. I could probably get it decked out for that.
Microphones are just so expensive.
Yeah, that's the main holdup. That.
Yeah. There was one on Linus Tech Tips made a video about one recently that actually was surprisingly inexpensive.
I think I saw that, but I didn't watch it.
Decent. It was like below $50, which $50 is $50. Like that you can do a lot with that money, but for microphones, it's real. My old microphone was $50. And I had the blue snowball before. Mm-hmm. It still kind of works, but it's not we're not using it right now.
Because, we're using a webcam mic because it sounds better now. That's crazy. That's also why it's peaking. But we can try and fix that later. But hopefully.
Oh yeah, no, because I'm probably I'm kind of like that weird person who I don't record videos, I don't stream, I don't do anything like that, but I love having a really nice setup with my computer.
Yeah.
I had a job for 3 months and I think I spent 75% of the money I made on my computer and on building a computer and then getting a bunch of peripherals for my computer, and
the other 25 went to Chick-fil-A. But so enjoy that money if you can, Mr. Chick-fil-A.
Oh, God.
But, yeah, we've been trying to get this up and running. Yeah, it is weird that, you have, the super decked-out setup, but you barely do shit with it. All you do is you play Destiny 2 all day. And you have a 4070.
Okay. I gotta, I play Destiny 2. Okay, Destiny 2 not super hard to run, right?
Yeah.
But let's look at my Steam library. Which honestly, oh god, I don't have very many games, so this isn't
Yeah, he's leeching
but,
off all mine.
But the bigger games like Baldur's Gate 3, that thing, there are some places where it chugs. And I feel like that's also just because I'm running the highest quality, which like I don't even have that good because that before I quit my job, the last thing I was gonna get was like a nicer screen for my computer.
Yeah.
Which I still have a very nice screen, so like I didn't I could have, I didn't because it's like what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
But, oh yeah, can you tell that I live with my parents and have no?
Yeah. He doesn't need to pay rent yet, so that's the main reason why it's all like decked out.
Yeah.
I gotta worry about that now, but it doesn't matter. It's whatever.
Yeah. No, like I don't know. Honestly, like this may sound really fucking stupid. Why are you playing with a knife?
Don't worry about it.
This may sound really stupid, but honestly, just building the computer was to me worth the money. It was so fun. And like the sense of pride I get just looking at it. Like literally I find myself just looking at it when I'm sitting at my desk. Cuz like it's on top of my desk. I don't hide it away. It is a center point of my entire desk setup. And I love it. It's great.
It's very nice to look at.
Yeah.
I will have to admit, when he was building it, I was there when they like were benchmarking and stuff, and I was like, wow, this is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
And then they built it, and I'm like, wow, that is crazy. And then they just kept adding on to it. Then they got a 4070. They put that bad boy in. I was like, wow, that looks amazing. Then they water cooled it, and I was just like, Jesus
waste
Christ,
of money ever. Like, cause like there's a bit I have like a slightly lower temperature than like the pretty decent AIO I had before. But the water cooling loop cost they're expensive. They're expensive as fuck. Even getting oh god, I honestly I'm so happy I end up getting a on sale Corsair loop that was $100 off, so it was only $400 compared to the 700 or 8. Sorry, I'm getting too close.
No, you're fine.
700 or 800 that the loop I was planning on building would have been.
Yeah.
Because it would have been just as fun, but I every once in a while I'm like, oh yeah, it was a waste of money. But oh god, it was so gratifying. Because I did hard loops, so I bent all the tubes myself, and it felt good. That was so nice. And it's the reason I finally know what I want to do for a job.
Yeah.
And that's worth all the money in the world to me, because I had no
idea what you were doing.
Yeah, I had no aspirations in life for a long ass time, and then getting this shitty ass job at Safeway led me to finding my passion, and holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that, but I'm happy I did it. That was the only good thing that came out of that.
That's a similar thing that's kind of happening to me. We're both kind of finding out what we want to actually do with ourselves, in the future, now. I've always known that in the future I want to pursue art, and that'll be my big focus, because that's what I've been wanting to do ever since I was in middle school. I've been wanting to create things and put it out there, and hopefully turn a profit on it. I don't know. Maybe I just kind of want to put it out there, but if I can make money off of it, that's also dope. But I'm also figuring out just my love for the stars and planets.
Hell yeah.
I'm getting real into that stuff right now. Last semester was a very much a finding out what the hell I'm doing semester. I had no idea what I was doing. I was doing an art major so I could get an art degree to go to art school, but deep down, I know that's not what I wanted to fucking do, because that's I love doing art. I hate learning about art. Art appreciation, terrible. Art, going to an art class, sometimes it's nice, but most of the time I very much dislike it. I prefer learning by myself and
Yeah.
like kind of learning through
That's
way.
That's why I find art school so weird of a concept.
It really is, but I know a lot of people learn differently. So like
Yeah,
there's a
that's
lot of
very
people out
true.
there who go to an art school and it helps them with their creativity. Like having to do that every day and kind of revolve your life around it, it can burn some people out. It can make some people work even harder and do even better. And sometimes I feel like most of the time what it does is it just burns people out and it's kind of a waste of money. But yeah, no, there's no but. That's kind of my philosophy on art school. I think it's most of the time a waste of money if you're just going there to learn how to like draw or paint or something. If you're going there to like learn film and like how to make like films and like even animation like more advanced works like that. Not saying art and painting aren't advanced, just saying it's a lot easier to start painting than it is to start making a movie, if you know what I mean.
Because animating is literally like each
billions,
frame
hundreds and hundreds of drawings over and over and over again.
And you got to keep it fairly consistent so it's not like super like. I mean, unless that's the style, because those styles also look really fucking cool sometimes.
Yeah, it's just a matter of the complexity of a work. Just how many moving parts there are. With drawing, I'm going to be honest, it's not... no, this is just a fact. It's not as complex as animation or a film. Because you're just drawing one frame out of the hundreds of thousands that go into a short film.
Yeah.
And that's like crazy. You can draw that frame super detailed, but it's never going to be nearly as much work as an animation is.
Yeah.
Unless you're making an animation that's like 3 frames and it loops. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because like think about it this like if you want to like change a little bit of the design of a character in a drawing, no problem. You just like kind of
you just make a new drawing.
Yeah, either make a new drawing or if it's like a specific place that you can like redraw, like do that. In animation,
you got to redo the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're doing it the old-fashioned way with cells, you can just replace the cell.
Yeah.
And with layers, you can just replace the layers and stuff. But that still is a lot of work.
A layer.
Having to fit them into the
yeah.
frame if they're like a wildly different design and like working around with the characters and everything. All your previous drawn characters, you probably will have to redraw a lot of scenes with that stuff because it gets so complex with that. But that's usually why animation has a lot of stuff done beforehand before they actually start. Storyboarding, getting the script done, getting not every single, but like most of the lines done if you have audio and voice acting. That's why you get all that stuff done before you actually work on the animation of the film and then finally like doing visual effects and compositing. That's why that part's done, to prevent any surprises.
That's still so much preparation.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
And massive respect to all those. I was originally wanting to be an animator when I grew up as a job. Nowadays, I don't want to do that because I don't want to get a shitty job. I love animation. I still want to make animations. One of my goals in life is to make a short film that is animation, but I don't want to do it as a job. I would rather do it as a gig.
Oh, yeah.
Gigs are very exploitable, but I would much rather do it as a gig for like a small, like, I guess, indie animation.
Yeah.
And like
just
every now
like,
and then. Like, I just want to learn things about art. That's my kind of goal in life right now, is to learn things about art. But at the same time, I found a love for the stars and planets. And I look at the sky and I'm like, wow, that shit's awesome.
Whoa.
That's awesome. That's I feel like how your brother felt when he learned about rocks for the first time.
Hell
And he's
yeah.
like, wow, this is fucking dope. Except the thing is that I don't think I'm gonna get tired of it. Unlike him.
I don't think he got tired of it.
No, he still likes it. It got very boring really fast because they just started talking about geothermal activity.
I thought it was like the
tectonic
whole
plates.
because I remember like I don't know. I guess it's been a while since I've talked to him about this a lot. But I feel like one thing he always looked at was like the career opportunities of pursuing this. And with geology, all I could really find was like, oh, go oil mining and like plan out an oil drill location. And he's like, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to contribute to the world getting worse.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, he definitely could have had different reasons, and I could totally see that of him getting bored of like hearing about stuff that he wasn't interested in, because like that kind of happened to me a little bit with computers. It's like whenever I'll get stuck in something that like I'm not really interested in, like software. Like,
Yeah.
because like, or I guess more specifically, making complex software.
Yeah.
Because like that's not my thing. Like that's not like, I mean, I guess more if once I'm able to do that, maybe I would like it more. But from like an right now, I'm essentially an outsider looking in. That shit doesn't seem fun. That seems like very tiring.
Yeah.
And it's like so like that's
Especially with software.
yeah, because
That's like an endless stream of just fixes.
oh god, I had a fucking assignment, and it was just like kind of like if you've ever done coding, it's like the hello world thing where it's like it's a very basic, like you're just trying to kind of do like get this output of just like saying like hello world and like
the good old,
in just
I know
like
that
different
one.
ways, yeah. And oh my god, I realized how specific things have to be very quickly.
Yeah.
Because like I spelt string wrong, and then I didn't have a capital in one of them, and then like
That is it's very tedious work, and you got to be very diligent.
yeah.
But like if you get the skill of being able to just type it out real fast, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of it comes down to practice, as a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like practicing code, because I know a lot of coders, at least from what I know from like looking at things on the internet, they don't know what they're doing usually. They usually look up old things. They look up things and they reference other people's like
Oh,
work
yeah.
to know what they're doing. And a lot of the thing about coding is just being able to replicate and create fast.
Yeah.
Being able to do
That's
it
very
quickly
Yeah.
over like making sure that you know everything. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you should have a basic idea of like what these things do.
Mhm.
But like if there's like one complex like algorithm that you need to use and someone's already made it, there's not a lot of shame in taking it unless it's like copyrighted
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
That's an issue, but like
It's a whole...
if it's like an open source software thing and someone's already done it,
Mhm.
then like there's no shame in like referencing it to at least, you know, be able to put your own in.
I'll just steal it anyway.
I would steal it anyway.
I would steal it.
I would, but
Yeah.
a lot of it does not come down to like practice and not so much memorization, but being able to do it quickly.
Yeah, that's right.
Having like keyboard wizard figures, being able to zip around and do everything.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of the skill I feel like with that field.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very... It's weird.
I hope that. I know we're talking a lot about we talked a little bit about the game,
Yeah.
but I hope that the game when we do make it, I hope you enjoy making it.
Oh, yeah. No,
Because
yeah.
I know you're not the biggest software guy, and game coding is not any easier.
But it is so satisfying.
It is okay.
It
I
is.
will not blame him on that. I did a bit of game coding when I was younger. So fucking satisfying when it works. Holy shit! When I was working on my TI-84 and I got Pong working for the first
Yes.
time,
Oh,
I was
remember
like,
this.
"Holy shit! This is the best feeling in the world." I was so proud of myself.
So, didn't you do like fucking like some Mario? thing?
I didn't make that, but a
No,
lot of
I
but I
remember
got
you
I
played.
managed to find out how to get games on my TI-84, and everyone thought I was the shit.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, unfortunately I couldn't share it with a lot of them because I was fancy and I had a color edition. So
Yeah.
unless it was like a TI-83 program, they weren't having it.
Which yeah, like even like just a couple months ago, like I wouldn't have understood why. Because like I didn't know about how the fuck code worked.
Yeah.
Like I knew like, oh, it uses binary.
That
I didn't
Mario
know
program
how.
uses the graphing system.
Yeah.
And the graphing
Oh.
system completely not completely, but very different on TI-84 CE and TI-84.
I was just thinking about the colors because you have to code.
It's a
in
completely
the
different
colors.
resolution.
Yeah. Oh, that too,
TI-83 is much smaller than TI-84, and
Yeah.
TI-84, that one used every single pixel. as well as the color. And even if you did port it over and they had the same resolution, the color data would fuck it up.
Yeah.
Because they're completely different on how they share that information. So it wouldn't work.
Yeah, it would essentially like I'm guessing a black and white color thing probably only looks for a 1 or a 0 because like, oh, is it white? Is this pixel white or black?
Yeah, on TA84. Yeah.
But then like you have like depending on how many colors you have, then you just like keep adding a bunch of numbers to what should only be one number, and it's like. I don't know. I don't really know totally what I'm talking about. Like, I imagine that just the fact that there's more than one bit for the color probably causes problems.
It does cause problems.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was still fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, I want to ask you, what are you most interested about in astronomy?
In astronomy. You already know. You already know.
This is
good.
My memory is shit.
Good old Planet X, baby. You ever heard about Planet X?
All right.
I
have
here's
an
some
idea
cool.
what it might
Here's
be.
I don't know. Listen, I may love this topic, but I haven't like I haven't reviewed it in a while, so I don't know every single detail. All I know and remember is that hypothetically, based on gravitational forces that are applied to every object in our solar system that slightly deviate from all the planets that we have, there is a larger body outside of the Kuiper Belt and in between, not far enough to be in the Oort cloud. This is a hypothetical planet that we call Planet X right now. It's on NASA's website, so you can look at that if you want to. But there's very little evidence for it existing. The only evidence that we have that could even be evidence is the gravitational forces being slightly different than how they should be, like when we do it mathematically. So that's the only evidence we have for it. We are not able to see it in the sky. We haven't been able to. It may be there, but we haven't been able to. Yeah. Probably because it's so far away. Because it's already hard enough to see things in the Kuiper Belt, let alone something that's kilometers and AUs away from the Kuiper Belt. So it's going to be really hard to find that.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's what we use in astronomy. We don't use miles.
Well, no. I was just thinking, like, kilometer seems like such a small metric.
It really is. That's why I said astronomical units. Because that's
gigameters.
That's like millions of kilometers.
I'm trying to think, because it would still use, like, the same kind of prefixes as, like, the, like, where it has, like, what is above, like, kilometer?
Kilometer? I don't know.
Does it go to like megameter, or am I being?
Oh, think kilobyte.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Does it go to
gigameter? That's what I was
gigameter? Gigameter? I think it goes to gigameter. Actually,
I imagine
gigameter or whatever. What's above a kilometer? Search what's above a kilometer.
Is bigger than kilometer. Megameter, gigameter, terameter.
We were thinking of megabytes. Yeah, so a megameter, then a gigameter, then a terameter, then a picometer. Or a petameter, sorry.
It would probably go to, blah, blah, blah. Are the longest?
No.
Are the longest?
No, they're not. They're the largest unit that are practical.
Cringe. Yeah.
At least on Earth.
Well, yeah, because it goes up by a thousand each time.
So So when you go into space, a kilometer is pretty much the only one you can really use that's like viable. Once you start using a megameter, it gets a little like much. It's a lot easier to use an astronomical unit.
Light years.
Yeah, that too.
It's like this is 0.01 light years.
Not at this scale, but astronomical units are best.
Like,
you know what that is?
That's like distance from Earth to Sun.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
There you go. That's like millions of kilometers. Yeah. So already kilometers are kind of out of the question for scale.
Whenever I think about Sorry.
You're right.
Whenever I think about the scale of like the universe, my mind just explodes. It's like it's so cool.
It gets
crazy.
wild, but it's best not to think about it too much.
yeah.
You get a bit existential,
Yeah.
but when you think about it a lot, you kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
But Planet X is easily my favorite subject because just the thought of there being another planet in our solar system is just interesting enough for me. Because so far, this is all we got. From Mercury to Pluto, that's all we got.
Yeah.
Even though Pluto is a dwarf planet, it doesn't count, whatever. Still, from Mercury to Pluto, that's all we got for planets.
Yeah.
And everything else is just an exoplanet that we can barely get really a lot of information on.
Yeah.
Like, the most we can do is tell, like, is it too hot to live on? Is it too cold to live on? But Planet X is interesting enough. It's interesting because it means that it's large enough to affect us gravitationally.
Yeah.
Meaning that it's probably able to clear its own orbit, meaning that it's probably an actual planet that, and not just a dwarf planet or an asteroid or like a really big moon or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or a comet or something like that. I don't know. Something. It needs to be big, pretty much, to be that far away and still affect us gravitationally.
Oh yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for when we eventually find it, if it does exist, because that means we have a whole nother planet we get to learn about.
Yeah, I'm
with all the ones that we already don't know shit about. It's like crazy.
I am now very interested in either what happens when we find it or what else is having that effect on our planet. Because so it was like the gravitational force on our planet that we're
gravitational force on every planet.
On every planet, okay.
So not just ours. The entire solar system is being slightly nudged than what should mathematically be happening.
Interesting.
Now, this could be for a multitude of reasons. There could just be that wouldn't be an actual reason, actually. That star would be way too close. We would die immediately.
Yeah.
Maybe it has to do with something with the universe expanding.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the pole is like kind of like a drag almost from the universe expanding. That could be
like
what it
waves,
is.
Like
yeah, that could be what it is.
Yeah.
But
so I literally had like like we were talking about the universe in my environmental science class. So like this is fresh on my mind.
Yeah. It's there's a few explanations for why this could be happening, but I think one of the most exciting explanation is that there's another planet, or at least another large figure out there that we don't know about.
Yeah.
It'll be really interesting when we can learn about it. Hopefully, we can send something out to look at it. That'd be really hard because it's so far away. It would take years, probably decades. But yeah. That would be really interesting. I'm excited for it.
I'm curious. I feel like this may be extremely stupid, but like, would it be possible to like somehow like clear the asteroid belt by making a planet, like artificially making a planet out of the asteroid belt?
That's a neat idea. I guess if we had the manpower and the technology and the resources and we are able to do it and there is nothing stopping us, yeah, we could. I would be more so worried about the fact that we would put all those asteroids together and then it would create a new gravitational field and fuck everything up. Probably crash into Earth or any other planet and then create a bigger planet. And then those planets would just get bigger and bigger. Yeah, it would just be a snowball effect and just kind of fuck us over.
Could we go?
Yeah, that would be my biggest worry about that. But yeah, we could if we wanted to.
Instead.
It would take millennia, probably even.
Oh god, that's so true too.
That would take ages, considering the vastness of space. And You have to remember, the asteroid belt isn't just a solid belt of rocks. They're kilometers apart. They aren't close together. That's how the movies make them look.
Yeah, that's the thing.
how the
It's like
movies
I
make them
never thought about that.
You have to
Yeah.
remember that the scale of Earth, like the way you see it in movies and in like media, and also just in like diagrams.
Mhm.
Usually, those are not how it looks at all. When you see a diagram of the solar system and you see the asteroid belt as a clump of rocks, that
Yeah.
is what it is. It's a clump of rocks. But when a human goes in there in a spaceship, it's not going to look like a clump of rocks.
That's
Just like with
right.
Saturn's rings. If you go over to Saturn's rings, it's going to be really
That-
flat.
Sorry, like I just
Think about this.
that made a big realization.
Think
for me,
about this.
sorry.
This
Yeah.
is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Saturn's rings,
Getting far away.
literally this big.
Huh?
This big.
Saturn's?
Saturn's rings are this thick. I'm standing up right now, by the way.
Oh yeah, because it has a ton of rings. Not just it's just like it looks
Uh-huh.
like one, but it's a ton of.
Yeah.
little-
It's this thick. It's about as tall as me.
What the-
That's how thick
That
Saturn's
is
rings are.
weird.
That is weird, isn't it?
Wait, so are you talking about like how like if you were looking at like dead on the rings, or are you talking about like
If you were to go to the rings in
Like-
person,
say like this is the rings? Are you talking about this way or this way?
they can't see what you're talking about.
I'm talking.
I know.
It's like think about like a CD. I'm asking, is it like the thickness of like think of how thin a CD is. Like I'm asking, is it how like the thin of a CD, or is it like are we talking about like along this like the top of the CD, like where your album art would be kind of
Yeah.
thing?
So the way think of the CD, think of the edge of the CD, and that would be Saturn's rings.
So like around the
Yep.
CD.
Around the
Okay.
edge of it. Now expand that to the size of Saturn, and you would be this tall. It would go up to here.
That is.
That's
yeah,
crazy. That's just because of rotation.
Yeah.
And
But
rotational
that's still because like
physics.
that's always something I forget. I feel like I've asked you this like multiple times now, but like planets like we all kind of orbit on the same almost 2D plane, right?
Almost.
Like,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
not perfect,
But like,
yeah.
there's a few outliers. Pluto is the biggest one, but every planet actually does line up.
because it's
on,
like
a
the
plane.
sun is
Yep.
yeah,
That's because we naturally go around the axis. The sun spins one way,
and
so
we
it
all
has a
follow.
north and a south pole. We spin around the equator of the sun.
Mhm.
Pluto, I don't know why Pluto does. I don't know that much information. I'm sure there's a reason that we know already.
Mhm.
But Pluto doesn't. It's the only planet, or dwarf planet, I guess, but the only
Yeah, I
figure
get- I
in our
get you,
solar
I get you.
system that doesn't. Every single planet does within a margin of error, because there's going to be those, but for the most part, they do. They're all in line with the sun, and the asteroid belt, and the Kuiper belt. Everything goes around the sun's equator. However, all those planets have their own equators and everything, so they're not going to be spinning the same way. So, like, Earth's axis of rotation
kinda-
isn't going to be the same
yeah.
as the Earth.
Yeah.
Sorry, the sun's.
Sun and Earth are different. And,
Yeah, but the sun,
and then
yeah, like a flat.
So I'm guessing I'm just like another question. So does the moon does it spin around like our equator like we do the sun?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how that works.
Yeah. So because I know Jupiter has like a ton of moons.
From what I know, they all follow the same thing. They're just at different lengths. I'm sure that there's some smaller ones that
Yeah.
don't follow the rules. I'm sure there's a lot because
Yeah.
all of the smaller ones are just kind of caught asteroids
Mm-hmm.
that are caught, and they're probably. But Jupiter is such a massive planet.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they had an effect on the gravity and like the gravitational pulls. So I'm sure that every moon does follow that kind of line within error.
Yeah. Astronomy's fucking cool.
It is awesome. I like astronomy a lot.
It's like it's been a long time since I've thought about it this much. Probably since the last conversation we had.
Yeah.
But still.
it's an interesting topic, and that's why I like learning about it a lot, because it contains a lot of unknown things, and you got to make a lot of assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
And through those assumptions, you can make more and more assumptions, and then eventually those assumptions you made before either get proven or they're not proven, and then you got to restart. And then that can be annoying, but that means that there's always something new to find out.
Yeah.
Like, you can always look back at something and be like, is this true or not?
Mm-hmm.
Is this planet really like this big or suitable for like life?
Yeah.
And then you go back and you look at it and you're like, oh, it wasn't.
No.
I wonder if the planet next to it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just a field that has a lot undiscovered.
Yeah.
Which is why I like it so much. When you get into like biology and stuff like that, I'm sure there's a lot you can do in biology, and there's a lot of mysteries in like Mother Nature, and and just everything.
Yeah.
On Earth, that's natural. There's a lot of mysteries with that stuff, but we know a lot more about that because
It's right
we
in front of
haven't.
us.
Yeah, exactly. It's right in front of us. We can look at it. We can observe it. And we've been looking at it for years. Astronomy hasn't really taken like a leap until like the Renaissance. Like the Renaissance is when we started looking at the stars and like taking a look at everything and being like, wow, there's like stuff up there.
They're
And,
orbiting
like,
us.
exactly. And we can like look at that and give it names and measure it and like, oh, is that a planet over there? We can measure that planet. We can see the surface of that planet with this new telescope I invented. With biology, we've been doing that for years because we've been like domesticating animals. We've been making new fruit.
We can literally watch them with much less problems than watching another planet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we don't have a massive star in the way between us and like the fucking like panther.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was what came to mind, but like we can literally like take a fucking blood sample from an animal to like check if it has certain diseases or whatever. But like
you can't look at a star
Yeah.
and take a DNA sample from a star to see if it has the cancer or anything.
We have we understand what is like pretty probably happening in a star, like, and I'm pretty sure there's ways to know like what is actually happening, but like once we go there, we'll like if we're able to somehow like actually go to the sun, I'm sure there'll be a bunch of things we figure out that's like, oh shit, whoa, that's crazy. And like same thing with like I think especially with other planets, I think it would be like Jupiter. I hope I get to see the day that we have like a probe inside Jupiter that's able to withstand its like.
That would be
gravity.
amazing. When we can do that, that would be a monumental goal.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll ever happen. But I would love
like,
to see if we could start getting to Jupiter
Cloud
to the point
City.
where if we could get to Jupiter and be able to see solid land in there, because it exists.
Yeah.
There's a core.
Yeah, at some point things are going to be so close together that it's essentially solid.
Yeah.
Like just from the gravity of it.
Yeah. Pressure. Yeah, the pressure.
Yeah.
If we could ever find a way
yeah.
to get a look at that, that'd be monumental.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love it. Probably not going to see it in my lifetime, or if I was reincarnated, my next lifetime. But it would be amazing if we ever do. Because, like, just the little things like that. We don't know what our core looks like. We don't know what our mantle looks like. We haven't looked at that at all. So if we don't even know what our mantle looks like, if we've never been able to look and dig deep enough to see a little bit of the crust start to turn into lava, and mantle, not lava, but mantle, because lava is the exposed parts. Mantle, that'd be crazy. But we haven't found that yet, so we're not going to find it on any planet anytime soon.
Yeah.
Unless the planet blows up for some reason, then I think we have bigger issues. Than, but yeah,
it's one of those weird things because like then I think about like in like there are people right now who are alive back in like the world wars and shit. So it's like that's kind of where it gets me, where like maybe we will be able to see this with just how fast things move right now.
Yeah, we may be able to live long enough to look at it.
I really hope we do, because like
If
What-
we were in a
we're-
perfect world, we didn't have to
Yeah.
worry about any political differences, any social differences, and purely focused on the scientific research part of things, I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
we would look
Oh,
at
yeah.
it.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure we'd be able to
That's
see
fair.
it. And I'm positive that by the end of my life, I'm going to be able to see a lot of things too.
Mhm.
Because it's like, it's just going so fast.
Mhm.
So many discoveries, so many different things going out. And if we just had more funding and more of a focus on this stuff, we'd be able to find out how to use it for our advantage. Instead of just being able to be like, that star is yellow.
Yo.
We'd be able to look
Yeah.
at, like, hey, so if we send a probe to this asteroid, we can get tons and tons of cobalt.
Mhm.
Or gold. Or, like, anything.
Yeah.
It's, like, crazy. I can't wait for the day when we can finally start utilizing space for our own good.
Mhm.
Instead of just, like, researching.
Yeah.
I love researching it. But when we get to actually... When you research something out to be able to actually use it, it's monumental.
Mhm.
Batteries. Thinking about how to store power in something, and you finally do it. You made a fucking battery. That
Yeah.
thing is awesome. Use it every day now.
Yeah.
It's like when we be able to send probes out, go get free minerals from places, or populate other planets.
Yeah.
Be able to use a planet to host more humans.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And then we can segregate them even more.
Yeah. Those damn Martians.
Oh God. Those damn.
Not my Homo sapiens.
Oh my God.
Think about how crazy it'll be when we have a Martian. When they start breeding and like are allowed to breed up there.
Like the first person that actually.
The first person.
They're allowed.
They're not going to be allowed to breed up there.
They're not allowed.
Breed, sorry, have children. I'm treating them like animals, like they're already Martians. When we have
This is the world
first
Elon
baby,
Musk wants.
when we have the first baby on Mars, think about how crazy that's going to be. Because they're not going to be an
Actually, so
Earthling.
crazy.
They're not going to be an Earthling. They're going to be a Martian.
Well, here's a weird question. What will we count as the first Martian? Will we count the first one that's born or the first one that's conceived on the planet?
Born.
Okay.
Born.
That's fair.
I would say,
That's very fair.
like, when you're born, you're considered...
Wow.
You're considered, like... Because think about it. In the United States, when you're born, you become a citizen. You don't
Yeah,
become a
that's
citizen
fair.
when you get fucked.
That's very fair.
When
You don't get fucked. That's not. I'm not a citizen. Fuck.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
I'm not. I don't have.
When you
citizen.
fuck and then the sperm goes in the egg, they don't hand you your citizenship card and your social security number.
Okay.
They wait 9 months,
fair.
then they give it to you.
That's fair.
So when the first person is born on Mars,
What if-
that's when we're gonna get the first Martian.
What if someone's born in space during the trip to Mars?
That is a good question. They would probably be universal.
They're lawless.
Yeah, they would probably. They would like a
Space
lot of
baby.
people would be like, "Hey, that's cool." They're like lawless. They're not from anywhere. But we would
Yeah.
probably just go to the next planet and be like, "Okay, whatever planet you
Well,
land on
yeah.
first, you're a part of that one."
Yeah. Well, no. Well, what I was thinking is, I mean, who sent the spaceship to Mars? I as a fucking American myself, I imagine it might be America, but I mean, it could be a lot of countries. Like I think it was India is doing a lot of stuff with that.
They're doing a lot.
China
They're
doing
doing
a lot.
moon missions in India right
Yeah.
now.
Like didn't
Which is
they?
neat.
They already landed.
Yeah,
on
they
the
already
moon, right?
landed,
That's
yeah.
pretty fucking cool.
That is nice.
Yeah. And so, like, it could be India, it could be China, it could be Russia if they survive. Oh, God. So much.
But like, well, with Russia, the cosmonauts, they're a lot more of a neutral program.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's
yeah.
very like
Yeah.
the whole. I don't know
It
the
was
official
like
name
it
for
was
their
a dick
for their.
measuring contest for a
It
while,
was, but
then it's like,
it's a very mutual,
Yeah.
like kind of a. I was about to say
It's
demilitarized
like-
zone, but that's not what it is.
yeah, but like,
But it's like it's a very neutral area, neutral space. Space is space. It's not anybody's.
yeah.
Nobody
Which-
can claim
yeah.
space.
But what about who the first person lands on Mars? I feel like
They can do whatever they
especially
want.
If it's the United States, it's gonna become part of the United States. I'm just saying.
No, that's not gonna
I
happen.
don't really.
You know how high political tensions would rise if we did that?
Oh, that's so fucking.
We would
fair.
pretty much be claiming
That's
Mars
so
as
fair.
ours. So for now, Mars is not ours. Once
if we,
we're
like-
able to get, I'm sure that once we are able to get more and more humans over there to actually populate it and make it hospitable without such, like, so much technology, and like just being able to live on it normally, like we do here, then that's when claiming will start happening. But it probably won't be done by anyone who's on Earth. I think they're going to make
That's
their own.
very fair. Yeah.
And if anyone did come over on Earth, they're going to be transplanetary, and that's going to bring a lot of issues. And eventually, we're just going to
These
have...
damn Martians are taking my job.
No, what's going to happen is we're going to have another... we're going to have another, like, you know, British sends colonies out, and the colonies, you
no
know...
taxation without representation kind of shit.
Yeah, we're going to have another, pretty much another United States of America.
Yeah. I honestly, I hope it's better. I hope it makes its like own constitution and like a newer constitution kind of thing,
Who knows?
or whatever they call it.
Who knows? It depends on who's sent up there. It depends on when they're sent up there. It depends
so
on how
fair.
we're doing over here.
Yeah.
Who knows? We probably won't be seeing that. Not at all. It's gonna take forever.
It's like, yeah,
we don't know.
I hope we do, but then also like the trip, I think it's like the shortest the trip can be is like 4 years with the technology we have or some shit like that. And that's like if we like time it right, and if we time it wrong, that's a whole other issue of like what happens then. It's like, oh god, I don't know, but I'm hopeful because I mean, what, it was only like 60 years ago that we landed on the moon for the first time,
Yeah.
and we have an international space station right now. Are you shaving?
No.
With a knife? And like we have an international space station. Just yell at. We have like a ton of fucking satellites for our internet and shit, and all that kind of stuff. And it's only do not.
I'm playing with
getting
Josh's knife this entire
I'm
time,
getting
by the way, guys.
goosebumps. Like
Keep talking.
I'm gonna make sure some rust gets on that for next time. But like, yeah, just thinking about all of the technological innovation in the last 60 years, from when we like the fucking thing of like, oh yeah, a Game Boy has the same, like, more power in it than like the entire fucking first like one that went to the moon.
Apollo 11?
Yeah. It's like, that's fucking nuts to me. Like,
Yeah.
and like now we have like phones, like we can have like microcomputers that are like way fucking stronger than even a fucking
Soon
Game
enough,
Boy.
we may be able to get quantum computers
Yeah.
too. That's crazy. And then we'll be able to probably do even more.
Yeah. And like
It
oh
all
my God.
comes down to a matter of resource management, though.
Oh yeah. A
Because
lot.
we can keep advancing things, but we need to make sure we save things. Nothing's infinite. Matter cannot be created nor
Yeah.
destroyed.
Yeah. Yay, we're destroying the planet.
Yay!
Makes me sad. Because like that's the biggest thing that's like, why the fuck is this a problem? But then I'm like, oh yeah, capitalism. Like it's more expensive to fix the world right now.
Yeah.
But it gets more expensive to fix the world later, which is why I get confused, I guess. Is like, we can do it right now. Like, it's gonna be difficult to do it right now, but we kind of have to do it right now. Like, but we're not.
Yeah.
And like, it's just getting worse. And like, we're doing some stuff. Like, we're definitely doing something, but we're not taking big measures like we can do. Because like, as much as I hate Elon Musk, there was like a really good point he made at one point, with like, you take like there's a lot of dead space in America, and in a lot of countries. There's I mean I guess it depends on the country. Like European countries are pretty jam packed.
Yeah.
But like in the U.S. especially, like there's a lot of dead space where you can just put a bunch of solar panels. Or I mean solar panels are the best example because as long as there's no clouds, like. But even that, like, I'm kind of a supporter of nuclear energy.
Oh, I
'Cause
am.
I feel like-
I kind of am too.
I feel like, especially like, because it's not like we don't have like we have a ton of fucking nuclear reactors around the world. Not as much as we probably would have if Chernobyl and stuff didn't happen, but also Chernobyl and like 3 Mile Island and Fukushima Daiichi are like crazy like everything went wrong scenarios.
Yeah.
That happens so often with like coal power plants, for example. Like there, I would need to find the like article for it, but there was like basically looking at like deaths per kilowatt or whatever, or I think kilowatt hours it was going by, and it's like nuclear power plants, even with the disasters that have happened with them, like are way safer than even like windmills or wind turbines, I guess is the right name, and like solar, like, and way better than coal and like oil and stuff, which those obviously they're like they're just like if I don't even know if they counted like deaths by like pollution or like attributed to pollution into that. I think it was literally just like from accidents from like coal power plants kind of thing, and it was way more. I think there's like in all time like at most like, and it was actually like really against nuclear power plants, not like literally against, but like it was using deaths that could be attributed to the nuclear power plants, but could be attributed to many other things as well. It was specifically with Fukushima Daiichi because it was like there was like literally a tsunami hit a nuclear power plant that like the nuclear wastewater like kind of got swept into it and went into a city that was like right, or not, I don't know if it was a city, it was like a village, so like 2,000 people, I think a lot more than 2,000 people died after that, because like there was also a lot of suicides after that because people lost their entire livelihood and gave up.
Yeah.
It was that like the worst one to me because it was heartbreaking to read. I read a lot about it for like writing a paper, or it was for communications, but I honestly it was just crazy because like there was a lot of suicide deaths and then a lot of illnesses after that because people were in like very cold water and like they were just in ocean water and shit, and then radiation because like it was like the wastewater that was like used, it was like the water that was used to cool the waste, and literally a couple of the reactors failed, and it wasn't like the reactors themselves were like I think 3 of them survived and 3 of them were kind of destroyed, and then there were like 10 workers I think died trying to keep the plant stable, because that was also a whole other thing, like a lot, like because there were a ton of there was like a seawall, like there were a lot of things to like, it was just a really bad tsunami. It was like I think it was the worst one in Japanese history, or one of the worst. It was one of those where it's like, why would we prepare for an outlier? So they didn't. But then it was an outlier that was really bad because then also power went out and they there were because there's like off-site like shut-off switches essentially, and like there were a ton of things to prevent this kind of disaster, but like it was like 4 or 5 layers got just like of protection against this kind of thing happening were destroyed by the same tsunami.
Oh yeah.
It was like a tsunami, like power went out, so they couldn't talk to anyone, and like communications were down, so they couldn't talk to anyone else. The water got into the plants, so there were like, especially there were a couple extra generators, like backup generators, but they were flooded.
Yeah.
So then the backup generators were fucked. And then, then there's like a temperature thing that's like, if the temperature gets too high, it's supposed to close. And then I'm pretty sure that thing failed too in a couple of them. It was like, it was crazy. Sorry, I did this. It was like, this is like an extremely intriguing thing to me. And I was like,
it's really interesting.
Crazy.
I wasn't saying anything because you just kept going off.
Sorry. Yeah,
Keep
Kyle
going.
Hill has like quite a few videos about Fukushima Daiichi. He even went to Japan, and like he does cool ass documentaries about like they're like called like Half-Life History or like something like that. It's such a good series. I love it. And it's just like, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No. I was letting you have your tism moment.
I was about to say.
Your little hyperfixation.
Yeah. I didn't even do that speech. That was supposed to be for a speech. It was like an informative speech for communications.
Yeah.
I didn't even do it. I got too lost in the sauce, and I missed the due date, and then also like the late due date.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, no, I couldn't do the late due date because I had to like say in advance that I was going to be late, or I couldn't.
Yeah.
It was like completely understandable, like totally my fault. I waited last minute, but it was like I kept researching it even after I knew I wasn't able to turn it in, because I was like, this is fucking cool. I mean, it's really fucking sad, but like, it's
interesting.
Yeah, it was like, there's like, environmental science was like a really like, today was like, oh, maybe I don't want to just be a hardware engineer.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've been thinking a little bit of like, maybe like, if I'm able to get enough savings to be like, okay, I might pursue like doing just a lot, like specifically, like I'm really interested in like power generation, I guess, is my biggest
clean energy.
Yeah, because like there's so many more efficient things to do than what we do right now, and it's like nuclear power especially. Oh god, we have like, I think in California we have like 2 nuclear power plants, and it's like, I think 18% of the power generation for all of California.
Mm-hmm.
I could be totally wrong. That I would need to fact check that. But I remember like, it is crazy how efficient nuclear power is. And like that's especially why, like, even though like 2,000 is a lot of deaths for anything. Especially with so short of a history of nuclear power plants existing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that's the reason why it's like, insanely low death per kilowatt hour like percentage, because it's like, it creates a lot of fucking power even though we don't have very many, because it's like people are scared of it, and rightly so. Like it was villainized a lot, which, I mean, like, yeah, it did bad shit happened because of nuclear power plants.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, worse things have happened because of coal power plants and oil power plants and natural gas power plants.
Mm-hmm.
It's like shit like it's like I don't get it. I don't understand other than that it costs more money to make new power plants.
Yeah. That's a matter. Nuclear power is just so stigmatized. It's really sad
Yeah.
because those situations, and as you said, I'm just being a broken record, but they're just the worst case scenario
Mhm.
in every single way.
Yeah.
And honestly, if we just put a lot of funding towards it and a lot of people towards it, open a lot of jobs for it, if we get enough people on there
Yeah.
to prevent those things, safety people, a lot of
Yeah,
engineers.
there's so many jobs. Like I'm probably equal part jobs for like nuclear power plants and like coal power plants.
Yeah,
Obviously, I don't
they would
actually
have
know,
a lot of job opportunities, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because operating something like that is very difficult.
Yeah, especially just monitoring it, making sure like, okay, is
Everything-
it safe level?
yeah.
Great. Watch that. Make sure it doesn't like that's a pretty fucking easy job. Like you can hire people who would not be able to get some other jobs, like handicapped people, for example.
Yeah.
Could just like monitor the power plant, make sure nothing goes terribly wrong. Like yeah, fucking Homer Simpson kind of thing. Like
Okay, well, he's a special case. He's
Yeah.
stupid to the point where he's smart
yeah.
at that job.
Well, no, I'm just saying there isn't a ton of
But
stuff
yeah.
for him to do because isn't he like monitoring the power plant?
Yeah,
Is
he
that-
does
yeah.
the monitors. and
Yeah,
stuff.
which like, yeah,
He
of
does
course you
cams.
want someone who's a bit more capable, but like a lot of people are capable, but they like there's just like kind of like a lot of jobs that like they can't really do because like, yeah, of course like if you have to move for this job and it is difficult for you to move, of course they're like shittily, of course they're gonna go for something else. I feel shitty for saying that, but like,
So yeah.
there's my political use.
We're now at an hour 16 minutes, hour 17 minutes. I say we call it here. That was a good
Yeah.
run. The
That's
beginning
good.
was silly.
Yeah.
We got into actual autism conversations at the
Yeah.
end. So
We have embraced the like hyperfixation of
Yeah.
the last couple of years.
we know
Oh, it's great.
we know we're stupid. We just let it happen now.
No, we're pretty fucking smart. We can't got like you gotta remember you were surrounded by like the smartest people in the school, and even
I was you were what? What'd you say?
you were in all the like honors classes.
I guess I
And,
was.
Like I get in high
wasn't
school
amazing.
you were. Yeah, but you were also like you say you're not amazing because you're surrounded by all of like the super gifted kids and like I don't know.
I'm not amazing.
I-
Okay.
I get so.
I'm not saying I'm stupid. I'm not good at doing a lot of work.
I get mad at my friends when they put themselves down because they like,
Honors, schmoners.
yeah, like
How about that?
well, no, it's like it especially happened to me in like the AP Calc classes. A lot of people put themselves down for like not understanding something, and I felt especially bad because it was something that I understood a lot. But it's like, bro, you're like I would consider them like
You're
way
in
fucking
calculus.
smarter. I would consider like them way fucking smarter than me. I just like they like I know I'm smart, but like so are they. Like I just felt bad that they thought that they weren't good enough, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like, no, you were like some of the smartest people in this fucking school. Don't like feel bad for not being able to understand this very complex thing.
Yeah.
Like
In high school.
in high school, yeah, I am taking calculus right now. I'm having a lot of struggles because I forgot basically all of calculus, so I'm like having to remember,
Yeah.
which is a lot easier than learning, but is still annoying.
Yeah.
I don't want to put in the effort, but
I'm
have
so
to.
happy I'm gonna have you when I take my calculus
So,
courses for physics, because holy shit,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking hate it.
It is calculus is all about rules.
I really enjoy doing math, which is why I'm going into physics. But a lot of the memorization of like rules and how things works, that's where I struggle.
That's
where I
calculus.
struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I'm afraid of calculus. Because I'm gonna have to do a lot of repetitive work.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna redo things a lot.
Yeah.
I had to do it with IM1 because I did not remember shit.
Yeah. Like that. That's how I feel right now. It's a feeling I've never had in a math class where it's like, I don't understand what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, it sucks, but it's also like, I know what these words are that are supposed to mean something, but it's not clicking because it's been.
Sorry, it was making little blips in the audio.
Yeah, it's like it's been too long. I should have taken calculus earlier. I knew it was gonna have to do with something. I did.
Yeah.
Or I wish I knew that, I guess is a better way to say that. Cause like, I'm mad at myself. It's like I forgot things that I spent so long learning, and it's frustrating for me because it's like now I have to do the same thing I did before, and that feels like crap.
Yeah.
It's like forgetting to save in Baldur's Gate and then losing.
Oh, gamer alert! Thank you for listening to the Closet Crew. We're ending on a gamer note today. Holy shit!